to come up with solutions for.
Yes, good morning, everyone. I just arrived from Thailand this morning. So many of you may not know Thailand. Let me introduce my country. We are one of the beautiful country in ASEAN, which is, we have the land connected to Myanmar, to Laos, to Cambodia, and we have friends here, Malaysia. So if I say Thailand is the most beautiful country, so may not be pleased to my friend here. So we have a beautiful beach, Phuket, Samui. So you are welcome to visit us during your whole cold season in Europe here. So. Thailand, we have 67 million people with 34,000 megawatts energy consumption in the whole country. And over 70% of the energy production from natural gas from our Gulf of Thailand, which is we are now facing challenging of the running out of the gas. And government just setting up a new power development plan, what they call PDP 2015. So in 2036, we expect to have 70,000 megawatts. And with the renewable energy percentage up to 30% of the 70,000 megawatts, mean over 20,000 megawatts be powered by renewable in Thailand. And so actually, I already retired since 2006 and back to work again in 2008 to start the solar PV business in the country, because Thai government has announced the policy to buy back the solar energy from private sector. It's the first time, and in 2008 and 2009, the announcement has been placed public for almost a year, and nobody submit any application at all. At that time, they don't call feed-in tariff, they call adder rate, about 25 US cents per kilowatt hour. And the announcement been placed in public almost 10 months. And then I decided to come back to work because of the policy, nobody submitting anything. So I happened to meet with many ministers, and they convinced me to come back to work. So being unemployment for 2 years, so then I have some time to do some studies, which is we have to work a lot in order to make it happen. A lot of difficulty getting the funds, a lot of difficulty convincing the banks, the investor to invest in the project. So I start with submit my application to utilities company. When I walk in, I want to do just one project and around 10 megawatts. And because nobody submit any application, so they end up gave me 36 projects of around 260 megawatts in 2009. And the first project, I still remember the number, 7 megawatts investment at that time in 2009 is around $20 million, because of 2009 is the hot year of European, that everyone running into the grid. So the solar cost is around $3 per watt peak at that time. So I talked to every banks in Bangkok, 10 banks, over 10 banks, and to try to get their support on project financing. So, and everyone say no, because no precedent case at all in the country. So I have to do a lot of negotiation, both with the investor and the financier, which is the bank. And there's until the last bank, and their color is green. So I said to them, if they don't let me borrow the money, they have to go change the color, because my business is green. So they agreed to talk, and starting with the DE ratio of 60-40. So it means that I have to find 40% as the equity and 60% of the debt from the banks, and with the 9% interest at that time. So 40%, and I talked to many of my friends to join the first project as the equity partners. So I need around $8 million for the first project. And I got my friend turn up $200,000. So $8 million with $200,000 is a lot of money to work out to find the more investor to join the project. So I end up selling my house and my land to become the equity for the first project, and with the support from my dearest husband here, we agree to sell our house, we agree to sell our land. And the first project was COD on 21st of April 2010. And the banks asked us to stay still for 6 months to do the evaluation on the solar radiation in Thailand. And we have, every day I have to wake up and look at the sun, how much sun is shining to our country and my solar farms. And Thailand is considered 3 seasons, hot, hotter, and hottest. So we have sun from 6 o'clock in the morning and then 6 o'clock till at nighttime. And some of the season, like summer season, we may have the sun till like 6:30. So then bank's expectation, what they call P90, probability 90. So, and we make it up to over P50. So it means 25% better than bank's forecast. So then we were able to make the first project success. So then I have a lot of difficulty raising the equity to support the rest of the 35 projects. So we have to, so banks recommends us to get the good partners, international partners like World Bank or ADB, things like that. So I don't know any of this because I stopped working for a few years already. So I Googled. I choose World Bank, and then I found IFC, and so then we've been working 6 months for the due diligence, and IFC agreed to support the first project, and they become the equity investor as well as the project financier to the rest of the projects. And we just complete 36 project last year with the investment of the $800 million. And what you just gave me some of the topics. Innovation is not just the technology innovation, it's also a business model innovation that we have to create and to make the renewable energy happen. And when I started work with my second round in life, my passion is not with the money. My passion is to make things happen, to achieve my goal, to make the world better. So I want to see solar energy happen in my country. And this morning we talk a lot about energy, ecology, security, and security of energy is the most important thing in life at the moment. So then, with the 36 project and 260 megawatts, help creating the job for the past 5 years during construction, more than 20,000 jobs and more than 1,000 permanent jobs for the next 30 years, and 200,000 carbon credit will be approved by UNFCCC next year. We are partner with Electricity de France here in France, and we want to continue doing and making a better world for our next generation.
Merci.